Hello, so recently I did a video where I went through all the available themes that are built in to EmulationStation Desktop Edition. And then, this morning, I was playing around on the internet as you do, and I came across what might be my new favourite theme. It's by our good friend, Mr. Rob Zombie, who designed the ESDE companion app, and here it is. So this is the XMB theme, which should be immediately familiar to anyone who's ever owned or used a PS3 or a PSP. So we've got all our systems at the top here in these lovely bold icons. We've got all our game logos, we've got our game backgrounds. If I leave it for a second, we've got our game videos that are scraped from Screen Scraper. It's absolutely fantastic. It's probably going to be one I use for a good long while. The setup is a little bit more involved, so if this is a theme that interests you, then we'll move over and I'll show you how to install it. So what I've done is I've removed the theme for now, and I've set my theme back to the ISO interpreted one, which is my other favourite, or possibly former favourite. So I'm going to exit out of this. We're going to head over to Google Chrome, and we're going to look at Mr. Rob Zombie 9043's GitHub. I will leave a link to this in the description. So normally on GitHub, there's releases. Unfortunately, there's no releases for this one. However, we can still download it as a zip file. So we're going to tap this green code button. We're going to scroll down a little bit and download the zip file. I've already downloaded this, so I'm not going to do it again, but you'll just download it as you would normally. Then we're going to head over to your file browser. So I use Solid Explorer, which I covered in my recommended apps folder. It's completely free. It's just a nice, easy file explorer to use. So the first thing we're going to do is go to that download folder. So it'll come as a zip folder. So within Solid Explorer, I'm just going to press and hold, tap the three little dots, and we're going to extract that zip folder. Same as you would on a computer. So whilst that's doing, on this side, I'm going to go to my ESDE folder. So this is the folder that's created as part of the initial ESDE setup. This is where it saves all your metadata, all your artwork, any custom systems, things like that. So we're going to go to themes, and then I'm just going to press and hold. I'm going to cut, and I'm going to paste. So this is why I really like using Solid Explorer, just because of how easy that was, rather than having to manipulate through multiple different levels of folders. So we're not there yet. So first, now that's done, we need to go into that folder, go into Setup, Android, and then this theme changed folder, we need to press and hold on this. We're going to copy that. We're going to go back a few levels to our ESDE folder, and in this scripts folder, we're just going to paste the whole folder in there. So next step, we're going to open up, we're going to make sure ESDE is fully closed because it will need to load the theme files in. So we'll let that load in. So before I switch the theme on, there's a couple of things you need to do. So basically this runs some additional scripts that we need to allow. So if you've set up the companion app, which you don't have currently active at the moment, then you'll have seen these two toggles: enable custom event scripts and browsing custom events. So this is how the companion app works. It's basically monitoring certain things and pointing them to certain scripts. We'll also, for the purpose of this, enable the debug mode. This is to do with how it registers the systems, I believe. It is detailed on Mr. Zombie's GitHub. So we'll back out of that, and then we'll go over to our UI settings. We'll go to theme, and we'll go to XMB. Might take a moment the first time you boot it. There we go. So this is what it'll look like by default. You'll have your box art if you've scraped that, and then it's by default it'll go for the 20th anniversary theme. I believe that's just because it's first alphabetically. So this is quite nice, it's quite simple. As with all the themes, if you go to the UI settings, there are variants. So you can have covers, physical media, marquee or text. Text is a bit boring, it's just the name. The physical media looks quite cool. It's the cartridges or the discs Got some really old. It's got the Witch cartridges there. They look great. There was also, where's the PSP? Yeah, there's some of the UMDs as well, for those of you who actually had a PSP. Severely underrated format, in my opinion. So you can have those ones. There are also the detailed versions of these variants. So basically all that'll do is the same variant, but it'll have the game description as well. So as you can see here, we've got our cartridges and we've got the description. I like having the description. However, my personal favourite, so you can also have, so we'll go, I like the marquee details personally. So what this is it's the game logo. So this is very close to how it was on the PSP and the PS3. Just these big bold logos, really easy to see at a glance what game you're selecting. So in the colour schemes as well, we have a few different ones in here. We have things like this NC silhouette. I believe it's Night City silhouette. It's a cyberpunk inspired theme. So this black and yellow colour scheme I think is absolutely gorgeous. It is very bright on the eyes though, so you might want to knock your brightness down a peg. However, my personal favourite is this dynamic backgrounds video. So you've got all the relevant game backgrounds, and then if I wait a second, you get these game videos. That's not the video I'd have picked for Super Monkey Ball, but if we say Super Mario Sunshine, there we go, you get these lovely gameplay videos. These are all scraped off Screen Scraper, so again, if you've not already signed up to Screen Scraper, please do. It's the best scraper out there. It comes with so much extra metadata that a lot of the other ones don't have. There's also, if you want a more traditional PSP, PS3 UI, if you can change the colour scheme to waves. So this will probably trigger that little nostalgia button for a lot of you viewers who own a PS3 or a PSP. And you can also, there's all sorts of different colours for this. So we've got grey, yellow, light green, pink, green, purple. I believe this is all the colours that were on the PSP, PS3. It's been probably 15 years since I last used my PSP, so I don't really remember. But I really like the dynamic backgrounds video, so I think that's the one that I'm going to stick with for now. So yeah, hope you like this video, hope it helped you out. If this is a theme you're interested in. If you do have any other themes that you want me to cover or showcase, then please let me know in the comments. And I'd appreciate a like, I'd appreciate a subscribe as always, tell your friends, and I will see you next time.